Man, we live in a strange time. Everything changes. Today you cannot even tell the difference between videos made by AI and shot by human beings. Sometimes you can't tell the difference between girls and boys. And nowadays you also cannot tell the difference between the price of living and the price of dying. Or can you? Well, surely you can, because dying today has gotten to the point of literally being more pricey than living. And it's not some philosophical things. It's about money, dude. Cash, greens, whatever you wanna call it. In the States you need around 2.5 to 3k dollars per month minimum. But let's not go that far and not take the minimalistic lifestyle. Let's go slightly fancier. $4,000 per month. Let's take this number. So, on $4,000 you can fully close all your needs and more. Pretty much live comfortably. But to die comfortably, you need well, if you want to pay for the whole funeral, be ready to carry in your pocket around $6,000 to $8,000. And that's if you want to be cremated. Want to be buried, you say? Well, dude, in that case, be ready to put your hand from underground with $7,000 to $9,000 in it. But okay, let's say you're not paying for the entire funeral. You don't even need it. You just want to get under the ground quietly, you know? Well, even in that scenario, you anyway need to buy a burial plot, which starts from $1,000 and goes up to $5,000. But let's say you don't need some fancy one, you bought the one for $1,000. Okay, now what are you gonna put inside one speeders dog? Coffin. How much is it? Oh man, starting from $2,000, and some can cost up to $8,000 and even $10,000. But again, going with the cheapest option and it adds up to $3,000 already. And we're not even finished, because you need to put something above it all, and it depends on how you like it. If you want a standing headstone, be ready to pay for that thing good $2,000. If you know about flat bodies, you can buy a grave marker for $1,500. And despite picking one of the cheapest options, it still comes down to $4,500, which is more than a month of comfortable life. Well, yeah, you can say cremation is cheaper, and yeah, it surely is. Cremation solely with no ceremony and nothing like that will cost you on average $1,500, which is not a lot in comparison, but let's be real. Most people want a full funeral with everything included, but let's take at least ceremony. And cremation with a ceremony will still cost less than monthly living. It'll cost around $3,000, but if we take in cremation as the cheapest option, kinda makes sense to take the cheapest option when it comes to price of living as well. But alright, let's at least take the average of the cheapest, which is $2,750, and it still puts the price of cremation higher. But that was America, right? Not the cheapest place in the world, for sure. Let's swim over to another not the cheapest place in the world. Europe. And here it is kind of different. In some countries you buy a burial plot for 25 years. It costs not so much, around 300 euros. And then after the time passes, you can maintain the place for about 6 years per year. But it's only in some countries. In some you just buy a plot for 300 and it's yours pretty much forever. Casket here or coffin, whatever you call it, will cost you on average 500 euros and a gravestone somewhat the same. I haven't really seen grave markers in Europe, so probably just an American thing, you know. And with some rough calculations, it all adds up to 1,300 euros. That's surely less than the average cost of living, which is 2k euros. But it's important to understand that it is Europe, and if we take an everything on average, it means that in one country it can be 200 euros for a burial plot, and in some 5,000. But again, if you want a full funeral with ceremony, meals and all of that, be surely prepared to lay down at least 3 to 3,500 euros, and that's at least. Of course, cremation will be cheaper, but in Europe it's surely less common to do that. But let's look at the prices. About 500 euros. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the cheapest options in this region. But let's go somewhere really cheap. What do you think of when I tell you a region with cheap prices? Of course, Asia. And talking about its eastern side, Japan it's not cheap to die there at all. In smaller countries, yeah it is. In bigger and more developed one, hell nah, dude. And it's partially because in city areas they just don't have any land left anymore for cemeteries. And so the price for every and each burial plot is just gigantic. Even despite different religion, even despite cheaper general prices compared to Europe and States, it's not cheap at all. However, moving slightly to western side of it, and yeah, the prices there are surely lower for the specific thing we're talking about right here. In some countries even significantly lower. But anyway man, live.